What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology retold shenanigans in the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Ra. His name is Darius. Darius is also known as Blood, for those of you from the old times. His opponent today in the red color is everyone's favorite two-town center Greek player. His name is Divine. And ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a special game here. Something very, very wild is going to be happening in this one. You can already tell from the map layout, the god matchup, the players, that we're going to be in for the long haul in this game. We've got one whole oasis. You've got town centers protecting gold mines on nearly both of these positions. Are very, very nice. And this is going to be a very, very exciting... Excuse me, it's fine. It's going to be a very, very exciting match. Let's take a quick look at the relics and see if it's going to have any sort of features, any sort of excitement for this one. We see Eye of Ornlu over here, going to be boosting up those counter infantry units. Over on this side, we've got the blue crystal shard golden wood plus 5% there. And finally, rounding it all out, we've got Thundercloud Shawl, damage vulnerability to pierce, minus 5%. Oh, there's one more on the map over here, is the Tail of Cerberus. Going to be making those myth units a little bit more effective. So not exactly the best of relics, but not the worst of relics either. They could be very, very helpful to some degree. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Divine. He's a super interesting player in the fact that the way that he's a top player. He's definitely in like the top 20-ish, top 30-ish, depending on who you ask. Maybe even top 16, depending on who you ask, depending on what patch you're playing on. But Divine is a player who he loves to just kind of really investigate a style of play to the nth degree. He'll jump in and he'll just try that strategy out over and over and over and over again, just making little tweaks as he goes along in order to see if he can get the maximum amount of value out of that strategy and whether that strategy is going to be a way to win Age of Mythology games. So the thing that he's currently working on, or has been working on for a while, is the two-town center Zeus style, where he goes for a lot of restorations. He gets out a really, really strong army, and he's basically just trying to not die and overwhelm his opponent with macro and an ability to defend himself against any sort of all-in plays. If he feels like he can't defend against an all-in, he's not going to be going for that two-town center anymore. Now, some players have been starting to find... so, for example, before I get into that, for example, Divine doesn't really like to go two-town center against Norse at the moment. However, some players have been finding some success going two-town center against Norse recently. So, I wouldn't be surprised to see him jump back on that train when he kind of... Maybe if he investigates a little bit more. But against Ra, he's going to be very happily jumping over onto this position. He's got Bolt. He's got Restoration. Shouldn't be a problem against any sort of shifting sands shenanigans. So we'll see how it all goes. Darius, on the other hand, jumping over onto these berries here. He's on his gold in the main base here as well. Looks like he's also going to be going for somewhat of a boom to kick this game off. So no hyper aggressive gameplay, so to speak, at this point, as the priests are going to be wandering back home, and we'll see which town center he wants to go for. For me, I'm always really wanting to grab the better town center if at all possible. If I can grab this one, it's got nice hunt on it, gold mine behind here as well. It's going to be super hard for Divine to get a whole lot of damage done there. Divine, on the other hand, he's got sort of the closer town center with the hunt not on top of it, but in a nice place, as we do see shifting sands actually being used to cut down on that walking time. I mean, technically speaking, this isn't that much walking time, but he's going to be using that shifting sands nonetheless, and we'll have a very, very nice go of it because of that one, as Divine, unfortunately, running his Kadoskopos straight past the Wadget of Doom. As he manages to snipe that one off. This thing packs such a ridiculous blow every single time he hits on that special. 20 HP just gone as the Minotaur coming through as well. Going to be attempting to take out this obelisk. Divine not paying attention. That Minotaur. Oh, maybe. No, it looks like the Wadget's missing. The Minotaur able to dodge ever so slightly, but he has lost half his HP. Up onto this position. Deers, Gazelles getting cleaned up. And we'll see where to next on this one. As Divine's Jason just going to come up here and grab Thundercloud Shawl. This is such a good relic, I think, for playing against Egyptian. Especially the Egyptians that want to go for those chariot archers. Or even slingers. And it also helps against the Wadgets ever so slightly. What is that? 4 pierce damage per second? So it helps a little bit. Every little bit helps. Nonetheless, we're seeing all these upgrades coming through watchtowers as well. If you want to try this style out, Divine is effectively, to my knowledge, basically just playing fundamentals with Zeus. Get all your upgrades, economic upgrades in, make sure that all your weaknesses are accounted for. There's not really any super pressing matters that he needs to attend to. He's out on a pretty risky second gold mine, but when you're playing against a defensive civ, say Egyptian is pretty defensive, but let's just say a defensive god, Ra, Hades, Gaia, even Freyr, right? Those defensive gods, you kind of know that you've got a little bit of leeway with these sort of risky moves. Like, you know that your opponent playing Ra probably not going to come and attack us, especially if you get the scouting in. You've probably got a little bit of time, and in being on this gold mine right now, that means that his home gold mine gets to be spared for quite a bit of time, so he can actually pull back. But Darius here, he's now scouting in, checking out exactly what's happening. Divine says it's time for a market, as an interesting deletion there by Divine. He deletes his granary. I'm not sure exactly why he's done that. Personally, I like to leave my granaries there as an opportunity to drop some farms on. And because you really only want 8 farms around the town center. Yes, you can put 12 there, but 4 of them are a little bit inefficient. You can put 3 around a granary for them to be very, very efficient. So every granary you've got, 3 farms on it is nice. So maybe he just wanted that space for something else there, but we'll have to wait and see, as Sobek is the god of choice here for Daedalus. So no like crazy chariot archers going to be coming into this game, but Ra chariot archers are still very, very strong, so they've got that HP boost. But with Sobek and also potentially Osiris to come, we will have access to those very scary Osiris camel riders. As the village is coming up over here, we've got that monument to the soldiers coming up as well. Manjet. I've never looked at this. Apparently this thing is called Manjet. Wait, is this the pharaoh's name? No. Okay, there you go. Migdol Stronghold now going to be coming down, as Darius can now start to throw down his own farms and start getting that going. But yeah, double Migdol Stronghold here is always really, really good. Completely locks this position down. If anybody is like struggling with Ra or playing defensively, and you're like, my one Migdol or my one fortress or whatever, it's just not cutting it, build 2. Why not build 2? These things are packing a big, big punch at 24 pierce damage per second, but 2 Migdols packs even more of a punch at double that DPS. I'm saying some really silly things right now, but I can't stress it enough. There's no problem with just throwing down 2. Most gods, most civilizations actually benefit from that. For example, if you're playing as Zeus and you have 2 fortresses down, you go Hera, you get Olympian patronage, then all of a sudden, is that what it's called? All of a sudden you get out Myrmidon for free out of those double fortresses, because it's going to be very, very useful to both defend and boost you up. Obviously with Egyptian, especially Ra, you're going to be able to get quite a lot of military units out. So there's not really a negative to it. It's something you want to do most of the time. Why not build 3? Exactly. Why not build 4? You can build a total of 10. Why not build all 10? As we see a whole bunch more upgrades coming in. No, that's Olympian parentage. What's it called? Olympian Argive patronage. Close. Close. All right. Odysseus coming through. as well, getting all of his Deuterinos in. Now, the one thing you have to be a little bit careful here, if you're going for this boom idea as the Zeus player, is you need to ensure that the Ra player isn't getting away with anything. And how do you ensure the Ra player is not getting away with anything? You effectively need to scout out his army and be like, okay, how many units do you have? Right now, Darius has got himself nearly 1,000 food. That's nearly enough to advance to the next stage. But he is short on gold. He is pumping units. He's got a lot of barracks up over here, making those axemen. He's going to be making camel riders as well. I really like this army composition from Darius because he's covering cavalry, archers, and hoplites by going for these axemen. I really, really like it. So we'll see how it's all going to go. Is Divine going to be dropping down the fortress on the front? A couple of archery rangers coming through as well. Town center over on this side coming up as well, as he is going to start motoring ahead in this game. In the corner of the map, oh, there's an underworld passage, as that's going to be denying the third town center. Attempting to get some villager kills here as well. The hoplites charging in to get these villagers out of here. They do not have themselves Skin of the Rhino or survival equipment, so they're very, very squishy here, as the house is getting cleaned up over here as well. And all of a sudden, this Ra player needs to get over here and defend. He's going to be coming in with the shifting sands. He will get a little bit of return fire on this one, as the Patsukos and Wadjet going to be able to pick off some more units. We see the town center still alive, as Divine is going to be attempting to deny this one. It does go down very, very quickly, so that's resources lost. As you see the gold going up, he does actually lose resources for that, but Divine's Underworld Passage will be not so long for this world at the moment. He's got the damage he wanted done. Now he's going to say, all right, because I got that damage done, I'm going to go for the town center now. I think potentially the smarter move would have been to just push in up here now that the army is completely out of position on the Underworld Passage. But this is a great decision nonetheless, to lock your population in and say, we can just keep playing and try and take this game a little bit later. Do you actually get resources back if enemy stops you wandering from getting built? You'll wonder. Your town center, if you're as we see the pest locust coming down, restoration forced out to keep those villages alive. But yes, so every % of a building that is complete, those resources are gone. Every single %. So at 50%, you lose half the resources. If you delete the building, you'll get half the resources back. If it gets denied, if it gets killed off, you get half the resources back. And any other percent, at 99%, you lose 99% of the resources. As the fortress here, going to be standing strong for a little bit longer. Divine needs to get some units over onto this position to defend himself. He is getting that boiling oil tech in. Does enable a melee attack. It is still doing pierce damage, but a melee attack nonetheless to help defend this position. But it looks like the fortress here not going to be able to survive, as Divine needs to get over there with his units and support. Rain coming through. The villagers going to be pulling out in an attempt to repair this one back up with very little HP remaining. It's not going to be enough, and those villagers for Divine are going to have to get out of here, as the camel riders trying to break through hoplites at the moment. Not going to be that effective. But Darius, for the time being, gets some damage done, and he's going to have to retreat back. Axeman coming through as well. Getting the snipages over here as well. And all of a sudden, the lull before the storm. And so Cyrus is pre-queued. And Darius's intents are clear. He still doesn't have himself heavy camel riders. He's going to want that, as he does pre-queue it. He doesn't really have the armory upgrades in just yet, just the one, but he can definitely start getting those. And these units are going to be very, very scary. There's Divine just sitting back. We see the walls coming up for Darius as well. I love these sort of walls. It would be another idea to like wall down here as well, potentially, and try and claim this corner after you've defended yourself. If your opponent's not going to be getting those walls up and investing into controlling the map, then you just take it. That is as simple as you can put it. It's part of Age Mythology. Is just controlling the map and controlling space. And if you put walls up, that is controlling space. It's very difficult to actually take walls down. You can send an army over and knock down the middle wall, but then that can just get rebuilt. You have to do a lot of tricks to deny those walls from coming back up. You can use siege to break walls down as an idea. As it looks like Divine now, he's at full population and he's going to be going up through Hera. Fortress or Migdol Stronghold coming up. A couple more barracks coming through here as well. There's another Migdol Stronghold going to be coming up. I'm surprised at how... I mean, I'm kind of surprised, but also not that surprised. But I'm surprised how sort of passive Divine is being, and also how passive Darius is being. These Camel Riders, they're pretty speedy here. 6 speed versus the 4.9 speed hoplites. You can definitely get in, get some good stuff happening, as we do see a very nice upgrade coming through. Temple of Healing. This is an insanely good technology, super underrated. If you take a look at the actual temple, if I can... Oh, I guess we have to wait for it. There's going to be an area here where these units can just get healed back up, and you just can't do a whole lot to push through. It's like 3 priests worth of healing at once, just sitting near a temple. It's really, really nice. Can I see it now? There we go. So everything under this position here should be getting healed up. No? Did he cancel it? Maybe I'm wrong. Hello? It is up. Maybe it was healing. Maybe I'm missing it. It is healing. Okay, I'm just blind. Fantastic. But now all the upgrades coming through. Got that Desert Winds, Champion Axeman, Champion Camel Riders. And at this point, Divine says, oh, it's time to get going. He has managed to take out that Migdol Stronghold on the front. As you can see, the building creep forward from Blood being very, very effective here. We've got the Son of Osiris coming through as well, as Divine does have access to another restoration as he decides to drop it down. But can he hold against this onslaught? You have to remember there's a mummy here, a Son of Osiris as well, getting some serious damage. Hera is not in just yet. There's a bolt coming down onto the mummy on the back there. As Divine will have to pull back. He does have Lightning Storm, but does he want to put it, drop it down at this point or not is the big question. The Catapult going to be coming in here as Champion Infantry, Champion Archers. We've got all the bronze armor getting queued up as well. We've got Bellerophon coming through, the Son of Osiris killer himself. There's very little you can do to stop this bad boy from getting in and getting that damage done, as the Camel Riders do get sent packing with Lightning Storm getting dropped down here. As the forward Migdol going to be getting charged in under. These Camel Riders not even retreating, just taking the brunt of that Lightning Storm, as Darius now dropping down to 150 population. But Axeman getting trained out. Son of Osiris is in. Camel Riders are through. Siege Works getting taken down over here as well. Now there's gold mines all over the place and a trade route already started for Darius. The markets are up over here for Divine, but he hasn't really protected that corner, as the Bellerophon just simply needs to jump in onto that Son of Osiris. You can see that he's got it queued there, but there he goes. Jumps in, and now all of a sudden, 12.6 Divine damage, 27 hack damage per second. Look at that HP bar going down. I mean, if there's any Civ right now, or any god right now in Age Mythology that should never complain about Son of Osiris, Zeus is that god. He's got a god in, he's got a demigod in Heracles and in Bellerophon. Literally in Heracles, right? But nonetheless. Rain comes in. We've got the flood control. Another Bellerophon going to be rejoining the fight here, as Darius with the Axeman Camel Rider for the time being. A very, very food-heavy army at the moment. No real wood income. I'd love to see him actually getting out maybe Wadgets here or mummies as well, so he can spend all of the wood income he could potentially have, as well as the Son of Osiris does not want to stay there, hang around, as Bellerophon uses that jump ability, can pop back out, get a couple of shots in before it comes off cooldown. But Divine's army at the moment is looking very, very scary. Armory upgrade check as well, full bronze versus nearly full bronze, just missing out on those shields upgrades, but he is now researching iron weapons as we see the Argive patronage technology queued up for Divine. He's got himself 3 fortresses at the moment, and he can literally just keep dropping fortress after fortress down as another restoration coming in. Bellerophon attempting to fight his way through to take out the Son of Osiris, still getting little bits of damage done. And there are those champion Myrmidon. They take a fair while to come out, but they are free. We've got 2 coming out at the moment as his fortresses, I guess, aren't really completed just yet. As another one finishes up on the top side. But as I said, you can probably go up to 10 fortresses here and just get Myrmidon after Myrmidon after Myrmidon. And it can be very difficult to keep up with that amount of economy without focusing down those fortresses and dealing with them. As a Petropolis joining in here, Divine's army is looking a little bit lackluster in terms of the melee units. I mean, how many hoplites does he actually have here is the question. He's got, actually, never mind, he's got 19, so he should just be able to right-click onto these Migdol strongholds. Now, they do not have any current building upgrades, so they will go down very, very quickly. I think they might have themselves, yeah, they do have sun-dried mud brick from Sobek, so that's going to be helping them out ever so slightly. Now, the one thing you can also do here is, just because you've got Argive patronage, doesn't mean you can't queue up Myrmidon as well. If you want to build pure Myrmidon here, you can just go get the 4 free Myrmidon and be training Myrmidon as well. And that's an option to go for as well there. But at the moment, I'm really wondering, where are the Chariot Archers? I feel like that'd be a really big help in this sort of a position, as Divine is just going to be mowing through these buildings and then aiming in to take this market down. Now, one thing that, again, Darius could do is say, you know what, this army, very, very scary. Let me just leave for a second with those camel riders. Let me hit this position over here. Let me hit over here. Let me hit over here. Let me do all this stuff. Let me hit over here, etc., etc. But he is coming back into this fight. Another rain being cast here. It's now up to 60 favor. 60 favor. It's a huge amount of food income to get through, though. As the Camel Riders looking like, with the help of those actions, it does look like he's managed to clean up this infantry army of Darius here pretty nicely. And he's going to be able to come back forward and grab this gold mine as well. I'm not sure exactly what happened there for Divine, but he's now queuing up Face of Gorgon, and he's also getting Monstrous Rage. So it's clear to me that he wants to spend this favor instead of just investing it into God Power after God Power after God Power. He wants to get himself out some Medusa now that the Son of Osiris is no more. And Medusa are really, really good against human units. They pack a punch just with their own DPS, but they also one-hit units, basically, like human units, basically. I'm not sure if they one-hit a 257 HP Camel Rider or not, but we'll have to wait and see when one pops out. Look at all these axemen queued up as the iron upgrades, and also finally scalloped axe. You can't look past this tech. This tech is effectively copper weapons and a half. Well, it's copper weapons and a half for next to no resources. It's 50 food, 10 favor. It's such a big upgrade for those axemen. Obviously, it only affects axemen, but still a very, very good upgrade. There's lots of these axemen to come through. Divine slowly setting up these fortress. This is what I'm talking about. This is going to be a huge amount of free resources in for Divine. Now, Darius can kind of just deal with this. You can just say, oh, you're just building Myrmidon. No worries. I can just keep building my Axeman and they should do okay. Myrmidon do have 17.1 Divine damage. The Axemen, however, are doing close to 50 DPS against said Myrmidon. So, in a battle of who does more damage to who, well, the Axemen should be winning that quite convincingly as another restoration will come through. But yes, the Axemen do have a significant amount less HP than a Myrmidon. But we do also have some Hephaestus coming in, which should actually beat out the Axemen, I think. Maybe not a scalloped Axemen. I'm not 100% sure. No, they do. They will be building this out. And at this point, this is what I like to say in the late game. Your kill loss doesn't matter. Your economy doesn't matter. So long as you've got 3 town centers, you've got a full population army, you're actually equal. Doesn't matter. Because you've got all the upgrades, you've got a full population army, you just have to make sure you take good fights, and you're going to be totally fine. So both players at this point really not going to be struggling. The trade route a little bit small for Divine at the moment. He's got a little bit of gold remaining up here, but he is mostly out of gold, it looks like. Now, we still haven't seen those mummies coming through just yet. One thing as well to keep in the back of your mind is Divine has got Underworld. Yes, it's 200 favor, but a 200 favor Underworld onto this back town center to kill this off is all of a sudden the trade route neutered. And a really, really good position to be in. So we'll see if Divine wants to save up that favor. It's going to take him 3 or 4 minutes to get up to 200 favor at this point, but you know that's in the grand scheme of a long stalemate like this. 3 or 4 minutes isn't very much. Now he has still been wanting to just continue to use these restorations sort of on cooldown, but Underworld is always going to be something scary to have to deal with. There's some catapults coming through to deal with these fortresses. And you can see that the sort of weakness, so to speak, of Argive patronage is at full population. Well, all of a sudden that technology isn't really doing anything. So is that to keep in the back of your mind. As the Camel Riders come in to snipe down the heavy Petropoli on the back. Miguel's stronghold over here looks like it's going to be getting cleaned up as well as Divine holding strong. And here is that Medusa. And yes, it does look like it one hits those bad boys. Freezes target in place. It deals 400 Divine damage. So if the unit has got more than 400 HP, it will survive. 400 Divine damage. So one hitting Camel Riders, one hitting Axemen. Basically everything which Darius is making here is going to be very, very sad to meet its fate against the Medusa. Meanwhile, on the top position, however, this one getting broken through as Divine breaking through this wall is going to be making some good amounts of ground over here as the towers starting to come down. Fortress as well on the way. Is this a guard tower, a ballista tower, or a watchtower? Let's have a quick look. Looks like he's got guard towers, so no ballista tower just yet, but this should be a nice way to help him as he's now starting to queue up into champion chariots. Idea, obviously, to make some chariots out to try and deal with those champion Toxotes. At this point, Divine, no Peltast, obviously, because Darius isn't building any archers. So the chariot archers are going to be a good little tech switch at this point. So we'll see if that's going to help him out or not. There's 3 Medusa Matriarch out. These things just... I've played some free-for-alls in my time, and I've seen these bad boys be incredibly effective in the late game. And that's where we are right now. We'll see exactly what Darius is going to be able to do here. He's ground himself Siege to the Titans, or pre-queuing that up, as we've also got the same thing coming through here for Divine. Both players after a little bit of that Titan shenanigans. Also remember, this is a Hera Zeus, so his Titan is a little bit stronger than a regular Titan because of that monstrous rage technology. Another Migdol stronghold coming up here for Darius. So the Camel Riders coming through, sniping down some villages and all the other good stuff. Hoplites slamming back into those Camel Riders, and the Medusa is making short work of a couple of them. What's the cooldown on this? 20 seconds. 20 seconds for some one-hit kills is a reasonable amount of time to wait. But a good amount of sort of changing the battlefield here, so to speak, as you know, Darius can just sit here and hold this for a really, really long time. The interesting question is, after this Titan Gate is completed, wait, did Divine finish it? He did. He hasn't thrown the Titan Gate down just yet, but there he goes. After the Titans both come out, and on the odd occasion, and often it happens that, you know, these fights happen and then you go into the next point. The next point is a wonder. Will these players be able to afford that? You can see the resources here for Darius are actually floating quite high, whereas Divine is struggling a little bit for resources at the moment. So I wouldn't be surprised here if Darius if Divine's bonus damage on his Titan isn't enough. Maybe Darius can take this into the Wonder Age and find an advantage there, especially with the empowerment on the Wonder, as Chariot Archers trying to sneak through here. Taking a lot of damage in the process, but they're going after the trade route. As the Titan Gate gets dropped down right over here. Now, this is another thing here which maybe Divine could have planned for, maybe not, but he could have gone for an Underworld play on this. 10,900 HP. That, you do have to send everything, but you could very easily just snipe this off with an Underworld. Yes, he's a little bit short on favor at the moment, but he has been building a lot of those Medusae, which might not have been 100% necessary to stay alive here. But nonetheless, Chariot Archers coming through, still looking for things to take out. I mean, you've also got Shifting Sands on the cards here for Darius, and he is looking for it, it looks like. Chariot Archer's coming through. He's going to find the Titan Gate. Nope, not just yet. Getting chased down. I mean, what? Does he have a whole bunch of siege somewhere? I feel like you need a lot of siege to make the Shifting Sands work, because it's a lot of damage you need to actually do to clean this up. Chariot Archer still, they're holding for the time being, but now Peltaster through. Divine reacting to the Archers almost immediately here. One unit here that I think would be somewhat effective is getting out some elephants just to tank up that arrow fire, especially when you're in a bit of a, I guess, stalemate, so to speak, and there's not a lot of movement around the map because it's all locked up. The slow moving high HP unit of the elephant, especially a Ra elephant, can be very, very potent. That's the Titan Gates, and they're both coming up at roughly the same amount of time, so they're both going to have one. I mean, you also have to ask the question is, well, with not only the Greek Titan being stronger, but also Greek players having arguably the better hero to deal with Titans. They've got 4 heroes that are very high HP and can just sit there and slap away during the actual Titan fight. How much HP is going to be left on this Ra Titan after the dust settles? You've also got these Medusae, which they're very, very strong as well, as the Ra Titan comes down, yells at the world and says, "How dare you bring me back? I don't want to participate." Oh, okay, I'll participate. All right, let me go. Meanwhile, over here, Divine's Titan, 10 seconds from completion here. This Titan is also, I mean, it's so good at just cleaning units up. And he charges in. Divine not reacting yet. Now he does, but is it too little too late? Yet look at the damage! Restoration coming in, but that was too little too late. Divine's population is still sitting at full at the moment, but still a huge amount of damage. As the Titan here now for Divine coming in. 28,000. Wait, does it? It does. Look at this. It's got itself a little bit of bonus speed. Moving quicker at 4.3 speed, but also the rate of fire 3.5. No, that's the same. Is there something else that's different? Is it just speed? Am I stupid? Melee attack rate of fire does go faster. It should be doing more attacks, right? I could be wrong. Kind of looks like they're attacking at the same speed. Maybe I'm wrong. Nonetheless, the Titan for Darius going to be feeling very, very weak. We just had a whole bunch of priests coming through, however, to help out. But how much is going to be left on this Greek Titan is the question. 8,000 HP. One more slap. Does get it in. And the Raw Titan is down 6,000 HP remaining. Not very much, but enough to get some serious work done here. There's the catapult trying to, or the Petropoli trying to break through. We've got the barracks getting slapped down as well. Divine, I mean, there's not really a lot of great options with a low HP Titan like this. Like, you can try and send it forward and try and break through a town center or something like that. Or just sit on the front and try and take down a whole bunch of buildings. It's really, really good at taking out human units. Let's look at the resources now floating up for Divine as he says, it's time for a wonder. I mean, he doesn't have the wood just yet, but look at the villagers chopping through the center oasis. There's really not that much wood left on this side of the map. The Titan is still alive. 3,000 HP. These buildings are falling very, very quick. Mercenary cavalry coming into the fight here to try and deal with those Petropoli. Very, very rare unit to see. They're very expensive. They do die very quickly as well. 120 gold for those bad boys. Is the Titan going to be breaking through this Migdol stronghold as well? And all of a sudden, this entire space is Divine's to take. He just needs to move forward and claim it with some buildings. Or a wall and buildings, towers, all the above. It's just slowly pushing forward. The population is still sitting here, however, for Darius at the moment. Is the Titan going to pull back, stay away from any heroes for the time being? Slap down some more of these high HP buildings, cleans up the guard tower there. As the siege works goes down, we've got some more mercenary cavalry coming into this position here. You can just turn around and slap these, because I'm pretty sure he one-hits them. Because it's 70 damage times 2. Wait, it's times 2. So 140 hack damage per attack. Probably not enough to kill these in one shot, but two-shotting them. Nonetheless, the Titan will go down. And was that a Wonder I heard? Yes, it is. Wonder is now coming in. And one thing that Divine has here, as a rain gets dropped down, the one thing that Divine has here is he's got lightning storms. So even if Darius can get up a Wonder, which I'm sure he's going to be attempting to do, then again, okay. Let's walk through the possibilities now of a Wonder Age. So 1, Divine's got out some Medusa already. Those are going to get boosted. 2, he's got Lightning Storm, which is really, 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 really big in the Wonder Age. And 3, probably most importantly, he's got Underworld, which means he can kill off an opponent's attempt to get a Wonder out himself. Darius, on the other hand, Son of Osiris, is, I would say it's not that important in terms of what a Wonder Age can bring because of Bellerophon. But it's still very, very useful, especially if you can snipe the Bellerophon down. But I think the most important thing is he's got himself access to Shifting Sands. And he can already use one right here, right now. The Shifting Sands in onto this and just deny it. So setting up for this, he's also got access to a rock to fly through and just drop onto this position. Might sound crazy, but if he gets a rock, he can also just use it for line of sight and Shifting Sandsing onto this position. Now, Divine's already got 200 favor, so he can do the same thing. So both players here are going to have options to snipe their enemy Wonder. As the rock comes through, searching for it. And it looks like he will find the wonder on this position. Chemo in the chat is asking, how much favor for 5 monuments? 35 per minute. 36 per minute. Depends on if they're getting empowered or not. Locust getting dropped down. Look at the damage. Restoration. Panic getting dropped over here to try and keep his villagers alive. But look at the villager count dropping as the army coming over here. Hasn't started targeting down the town center just yet, but it will drop very, very quickly if he targets it. Especially with those burning pitch chariot archers, a foundation. I don't think it has any armor or something. I can't exactly remember how foundations work, but burning pitch arrows, that'll kill it very quickly. But it looks like Darius says, I don't even care. I just want to kill off all the villagers. I'll be back later. You've now got, look at the villager count. You've now got 24 villagers. Look at the town centers. As Divine says, oh, better build some villages. And the Myrmidon are going to take up the population. The Myrmidon are going to take up the population space. So he's not going to get these villagers back out. Divine is stuck at 26. He's got to delete units. He might not be realizing this. This is a difficult, strange position to be in. Not only that, the Underworld, he used Restoration, so the Underworld is not going to be available for him to do the same thing over here. This is shooting up quickly. 60 seconds remaining, and all of a sudden, this game is looking very, very much in the balance. It was looking like Divine had the advantage, so to speak, with Wonder Age versus Wonder Age, but no Wonder Age versus, or Fourth Age versus Wonder Age is always going to be Wonder Age players' favor. It's going to be in the Wonder Age players' favor. Because that's it. Technically, that's what a wonder is. If you get your wonder up and your opponent doesn't have a wonder up, technically speaking, you've won the game. That's what it's supposed to mean. It's just like kind of a fancy way to win the game. It makes it fun. You just throw all your god powers at your opponent and kill them. But one of the important things is that Divine does have a ton of population. Look at this, 167 military. So he will absolutely demolish this position. Another restoration to come through here to help him in to this spot. He doesn't know the wonder is here, but Darius now has his wonder up. Look at this, 87 favor for a Son of Osiris. He hasn't got any myth units out at the moment, however, which I think is a little bit of a mistake. He's got to get some myth units out. And not only that, he also gets 1 favor per second from having the wonder. So those myth units will come out really, really quickly. He's also got Locust to drop down at 21 favor. He can drop down Reigns as many as he likes here, chucking villagers into the fray. The Son of Osiris is in, and all of a sudden that, the Bellerophon is in, and all of a sudden that Son of Osiris is looking very, very under pressure. But, I mean, I guess Darius just doesn't need to care. He's just going to have another one back very, very quickly. Look at this. It's recast is 240 seconds normally, but with the wonder, the recast goes down, right? God power is down 75% of that recharge time. So it's back up incredibly quickly. But Divine, he's still building his wonder. But look at this, 22 favor on a Shifting Sands. At any point here, Darius can just get over there and just say, sorry, Divine, that wonder is not going to be able to be completed on this day. Darius, did he use another Son of Osiris? Do we see 2? Do we get 2 in the same? Yes, we do. 2 Son of Osirises, 1 screen. The power of the Wonder Age is here. And the pain is coming onto Divine at this point as the Camel Riders trying to break through. But the Son of Osiris are the units dealing that damage. And, I mean, you look at this and you go, Divine's got resources. He's going to queue up a whole bunch of hoplites. He's got the Myrmidons coming out for free, but he's still going to get pushed back. He just needs to hold. He's got 40% remaining on this wonder. The wonder has got 155 seconds, though, to get through. That's a long time. That is a very, very long time. And look at this. Was this going to be 3 Son of Osirises to come through? He doesn't have the favor at the moment, only 57 here, but the army now for Darius says it's time to charge. Kill off a whole bunch more villages. He's got that locust as well, so he can drop that down on top of these villages. They do have themselves survival equipment. The locust comes down, the villagers bailing from the wonder, but the damage is incredibly strong here. And once again, Divine's population drops significantly at this point, as the rock going to be flying over here. He can literally just send a rock down whenever he wants and just send some siege in or something to take the wonder out. But the rock falls. Shifting Sands, however, coming through. There is a lot of units to come in here. A couple of villages as well. The mummies with the Wonder Rage to join in as another locust getting dropped down to take out even more villages, as Divine is desperately trying to hold on in this spot. But the Wonder still standing strong. The units here for Darius seemingly getting erased from this position, as Divine, he knows all he needs. He's holding out. All he needs is the Wonder. Lightning Storm is going to carry him. Medusa are going to carry him. The rocks floating over here. More villagers getting sniped down on this spot. As we also see on this side, catapults coming through to break in onto this location. You can Shifting Sands those catapults over and start looking to take this out. Another locust to drop down onto these villages, taking out so many villages and just saying no wonder for you on this day. More units coming in. We've even got minions to help out, as I'm sure more and more mummies are going to get queued up, as I'm pretty sure just 4 catapults getting queued onto this position over here to snipe down that wonder. It might just get erased. Divine has got no resources in the bank at the moment. He's got 473 food, 22 villages. Yes, he's got a trade route, but that's about it. Darius, so many catapults coming in to break through here. The population, I mean, in a way, it's still standing strong because of this Argive patronage, as we do see a couple of hoplites coming through here. There is some champion camel riders. This has got 210 seconds remaining, 80% of the way, as the camel riders charging in yet again to try and claim the villages on the wonder here. The Bellerophon desperately trying to hold on. Will we see any sort of a Shifting Sands? No, we've got the hoplites cleaning up those catapults over there, as yet again more villages going down from this locust spammage. Another Son of Osiris can come through, as he does decide to do that up on this. Look at this one mummy getting so much value over here. The Myrmidon falling, and more mummies to come through. But in that moment, Divine says, I can't win this game. He's just not going to get the wonder up. So close, yet so far in one of the more hectic boom war oases I've ever seen. Darius with a clutch Wonder Rage win here. Divine had all the tools at his disposal to do exactly the same thing that Darius did to him, but he just couldn't quite see it. 200 favor for a underworld passage is a lot of resources to throw at it, but then you kill off the wonder and you're in a really, really good spot, or at least in a spot where you can get yourself back into this game. Nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. Let's check out the post game. If you're on the YouTubes, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Take a look at the all resources collected. You see Darius's resources so far in the advantage, but civilian unit count wise, he was also ridiculously far in front. And a lot of these resources, you can account for them inside of the fortresses with those free Myrmidon. Such a close game here, statistically speaking. Units killed for Divine, 1,107 units killed for Divine. Now, like I said, this doesn't matter. Economy doesn't matter in the late game. Units lost, units killed doesn't matter. Score doesn't matter. It's all about town centers. Do you still have an economy? And are you in the Wonder Age or not, apparently? Anyways, guys, Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. And thank you for the submission. And I'll see you guys in the next one.